I've just been outside, it's bloody cold out there. Guys, welcome back to Friends of Ood-Kind Media Productions. I'm Dr. Ood here, and thank you Ood Delta for the review of The End of Time Part 1. I'm going to be doing The End of Time Part 2. Welcome guys back to the Christmas Day Marathon. Summarize the plot in as few words as possible is that Rassilon is going to initiate the final sanction and bring the end of reality to everything. And he's going to use the Master's madness to come back to the working world and destroy. Did the story hold my attention? You can bet your bottom dollar. Yes, it did. This is David Tennant's regeneration story. It's gonna hold some attention. Not just because it's David Tennant's regeneration story, but I mean, you get a cast like David Tennant, John Sim, Timothy Dalton, and Bernard Cribbins. That cast, that's always going to be a blockbuster. Was I satisfied with the plot? I think I just answered that. Would this episode have been better if written by a different writer? This is the last Russell T Davies Christmas episode that we have to ask this question. The answer is still no. Originality. Was this an original, or a rip-off, a throwback, or a tie-in? It's an original story, but it's obviously part 2 of The End of Time, so it's a tie-in to The End of Time Part 1. Any major character development for the main character? Yeah, David Tennant. There was major character development. The Doctor, the main character in the story, in the whole program, regenerated. That's some character development. The scenes that must point to the character growth. The scene with Rassilon and the Master, all the Time Lords are in the Naismith mansion. And David comes flying through the roof, breaks the ceiling. I felt that when he hit the floor. I felt that bang, bang. Oh, that must have hurt. Whoa. What was my expectations for the main character? My expectations for the main character is that the Doctor would regenerate without whining. What side character stood out in Part 2 of The End of Time? Rassilon. Rassilon is the president of the Time Lords anyway. His outfit was gorgeous. Was the character growth for the positive or the negative? For the main Doctor, yes, it was for the positive. Was any characters that I'd like to see in this episode that weren't in there from the past or the future? All the characters that the 10th Doctor was with was in this episode. So no, there would be nobody else that I'd want to see in here. High praise. Russell, you're a genius, man. David, man, you're my favorite Doctor. So sad to see you go. Every time I watch this episode, I cry. When it gets to the farewell tour, it's so beautiful because when you see Elizabeth Sladen there, the lady who played Sarah Jane Smith, and she passed away in 2011. When you see that, every time it's that point when Luke comes running out and he says, "Your mom," and then Sarah Jane comes out and you just see her and then she looks and then David's like, and Sarah Jane's like. The whole farewell tour thing was really emotional, and then when he regenerated, because the 10th Doctor's whole catchphrase, Allons-y, is French for let's go, and his final words were, "I don't want to go." And David, I love you, but I hate you. Dislikes. The only dislike I had about this was the little rant before he regenerated. But I can forgive him because it's David Tennant. But yeah, guys, that is the review of The End of Time Part 2. Continue watching us, guys. We'll be back in an hour. Ood Delta is going to be reviewing the first Matt Smith Christmas episode, A Christmas Carol. We'll see you in an hour, guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. If you are new, guys, and you do enjoy this today, please do subscribe and turn notification bells on so you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. Until we see you in an hour, guys, Merry Christmas.